Good morning, Hope Castle Rock here. I just woke up and decided to make a video, so here I am. What you see in the background is my junk that I've been going through. I moved into this apartment a couple months ago and I didn't have enough room for all of my stuff. So I have been going through it, and little by little I'm calling down on everything. Um, and I'm just laying it out for you guys. Like, I'm raw, I'm unedited. This is me right here. I mean, I just woke up. I have a little bit of a hangover even. I mean, yay, here I am. So, what I want to talk about today is why I quit my job and am becoming a minimalist. So all this stuff here, I'm getting rid of, and well, I'm not getting rid of all of it. Okay, so here's the way I see minimalism. I see minimalism as only using the things in your life that you need, or like only keeping the things that you use. And so 8 years ago, I got divorced, and I was in an abusive marriage, and I decided one day to leave. So I left with me, my daughter, and the clothes on our back, and my daughter's stuff, basically. I didn't really have too many other things. And I decided at that point to pursue a minimalist lifestyle, and somehow possessions kind of creeped back into my life over the last 8 years. And so I discovered when I moved into this apartment that, it really hit me. I had way too many things, and things that I don't use. There's some things I did get. I mean, when I left, I just left with the clothes on my back when I left my ex. And I was able to, through the divorce process, get some things back. And then my ex foreclosed on the home, and he left a lot of things in the home in a very junky condition. So I was able to go back and get more things even still. But I left a lot of those things in boxes and kept them in storage, and gave myself an excuse to consider myself a minimalist, I believe, because everything was in boxes and it wasn't like in my face. Well, this is like the first real living condition that I've been in where my stuff hit me in the face. Prior to this place that I'm in, I was living in a one-bedroom for a year with my daughter, and kept thinking that because that apartment was 300 square feet, that I didn't have too much stuff. It was too tiny of a place. But I didn't really have room to go through everything. I moved into that place to save money. I was living with a roommate prior to that, and we had a pretty big house, and all of my stuff fit inside of that house just fine. And then I moved into the one bedroom, and I was like, oh, well, I'll make it work. Like, I just need to save some money. And I just couldn't really fully go through the mental process of culling everything down in that space. I had just started working at a restaurant, and was just doing everything I could to survive, basically. So I worked like almost every day. So I get off work, it was a horrible place to work. I mean, just in general, just by the nature of the way that this particular business is set up. And I don't know, I mean, I haven't had like 100 million jobs, and I haven't been in 100 million other people's places, so I can't really speak for other people's work experiences, but it really wasn't nutritive for me. And so I wanted to work on the clutter in the house. I just couldn't. And I don't know. I mean, I was able to get the bedroom where I slept on the couch, so daughter slept in the bedroom. And so I was able to get my daughter's room set up pretty good, and I was able to get rid of some things. I just couldn't go at a very fast pace. So then I decided, okay, this place is definitely too small, and no amount of saving money is worth living in a little shithole. So I decided to honor myself and honor my daughter, and I got this place. But then it hit me in the face, my stuff, right? Well, so I'm packing and getting ready to move into this place, and I still couldn't let some of the stuff go. Like I kept thinking, man, I just need to sort all this, and it just really wasn't working very well for me to let go of everything. So but I did have an epiphany, and that epiphany was that the stuff in my apartment was the physical manifestation of the stuff in my head and the baggage that I was holding on to. And it was really a nice epiphany for me. I mean, I could be horrified and run away from that, or I could embrace it and say, well, how can I change this? So I said, how can I change this? And so I hired a relationship coach, and I will link her website down below. I think I did in some of my other videos too. But I hired this relationship coach, and my particular journey isn't really about like getting the guy. I'm not really too interested in just anybody. So I don't know why I just did that again, but you know, I'm more about, can I be whole? Can I heal myself? And I had the awareness that this relationship coach could help me. And she, I think, is kind of challenged with me because I have a lot of processing to do, a lot of emotional baggage, if you will. And I feel like it's really been beneficial. It's been an amazing journey with this coach. And you know, it's been really nice just to get to know myself better. And I mean, what you see now is a lot different from what's been going on, as far as, well, what you see now is, what you see now behind us is what what is it? It's a lot less. It's a lot less junk. It's a lot less baggage. I mean, it's still there, but I imagine in a few weeks, maybe another month or two or something like that, at least by January, I'm going to have everything straightened out and really nice, and then I'll move again. But until then, I'm working on it. And so the more of my physical possessions that I have been able to clear, the more of me that I've been able to see as the way I am. And I like who I am. I like who I'm becoming. I like who the person I am that I'm revealing to myself, if that makes sense. Like, I'm there. I was always there. I knew I was always there. I didn't see myself, if that makes sense. And so, you know, I'm really embracing the minimalist things in life, the minimalist aspect. Right now, I mean, my kitchen's kind of dirty, as you can see, but I'm working on, you know, only having the things in my life that, the possessions in my home that I actually need, versus having something to save for later or whatever. Like, if I don't use something within a couple of months time frame, you know, I'm gonna have to get rid of it, just because it's taking up space, and if it's there, that means I gotta keep it clean somehow, like whether it be dusting or whatever. Like, I'm just not willing to do it anymore. And my cat, stop it. There's just like boxes all around me. I've got stuff sorting out paperwork and paperwork. So I've gotten a little bit lost here in my own whatever. So I decided to quit my job in September, like officially quit it. I mean, I didn't like the job, but I was making the best I could of it. And so I started working less at the beginning of the summer. I started massage therapy school, and I tried to quit then, but they didn't want me to quit. But I just felt like it was more like an honoring of myself than anything. And so I tried to quit, and they didn't want me to. And because I have baggage, right, and because I have codependency issues, you know, they were like, well, we really need you, you know, we really like you, we'll do anything we can. So I was like, all right, well, here's my schedule then. But it's still, every time I showed up, I still felt like I was cutting parts of myself off to make other people happy. And there was like 800 different things that I wanted to be doing in that moment besides working. And the job that I was working at when I quit isn't the same job that I was working at when I got hired. I was promoted up the ranks, and I think that they were doing a fairly good job of taking care of me in the capacity that they had available to them. But it just wasn't honoring of myself. And I feel like I wasn't loving myself in the ways that I need to be loved. And I needed free time, and I needed space to think. And I'm a pretty creative person. So it just felt right for me to leave, even though they were upset, and I could have made something out of myself there in that company pretty easily. I think everybody really liked me, and so, you know, when people like you in your environment, it's a lot easier to do productive things and to make differences. I just didn't feel like it was a good fit for me in this sense, because I dreaded going to work and just really wasn't happy. And so decided, okay, I am going to really embrace the minimalist lifestyle. And so I've been doing a lot of really fun creative thought experiments with myself and working on culling down my clutter. You can almost see my bookshelf behind us, so that's pretty awesome. I'm going to get all this stuff taken care of today. Right now, I am pretending that I have an out-of-town house guest arriving Monday morning. Today is Sunday, so I started this Friday night, and I've been able to get like 3 or 4 boxes worth of things that I don't really need. And so yeah, this is why I'm loving myself. Like, this is the way that I can best love myself at the moment. And I have to, and my mom doesn't really seem to understand, because every time I talk to her, she's like, oh, honey, I want to get you this and this and this for Christmas. And I'm like, please don't get me things. I'm trying to get rid of things. Maybe this is a far out concept. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is this a far out concept? Am I making sense? Have I inspired you to get rid of a few things you don't use? I don't know. I think everybody could use a little bit less in the physical possession category, because I feel like the less possessions I have, the more space that I have for myself, just within my being. And I feel like it's right now the best way to honor myself and who I am and my daughter and my cat. I mean, if he's got more room to play, you know, I don't know, maybe he likes the boxes. I do catch him sleeping on them and jumping in them occasionally, but I feel like there's just so much more space. You know, there's so much more depth to who I am. And if I don't have these possessions weighing me down, then I can float higher and I can be freer. And I think, you know, that definitely helps me feel better about the world and how I fit in the world. I've come up with quite a few creative things. I'm working on a science paper that I'm going to publish on my blog when I'm done, but there's so many different directions that it wants to go, so maybe I'll just turn it into a book. I don't know. So stay tuned. This is me, Hope Castle Rock, in my self-exploration in the world. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your ideas of minimalism are. Do our thought processes align? Do they not align? I want to know. Like and subscribe me. I don't know whatever YouTube people say. Just say shit or don't say shit. Oh well, I don't care. Bye.